Hey everyone, welcome back to another video review. Today we're going to be looking at the Cool Master Silent Pro Hybrid 850 watt power supply. Alright, and this is the power supply, and as you can see, quickly I'm going to mention that there is a fan controller included, and I'm going to get back to this a little bit further in the review, just so you know. But first let's have a look at the power supply itself. Now, having a look at the power supply, first of all, you gotta see is the fully modular design right here. This is awesome, this is very nice looking. You even have a 24-pin cable which is modular, which looks very, very nice. All the cables are modular. The styling here is very nicely done. And I gotta point out a couple of things, like look at the initials here, the Silent Pro Hybrid 850 watt power supply. Look at the initials, look what happens if I turn around the power supply. They are still positioned correctly, you can still read them nicely. Now, why is this done? Well, basically, look at this top design here. Look at the brushed aluminum look of around the fan. That just looks awesome. It would be stupid if you just put this side on the bottom of your case, because then the entire design won't have any reason to be designed like that. So, they actually made sure that if you put the fan on top here, so it pulls air out of your case when the power supply is in the bottom of your case, when you pull it from your case, make it go out your case, you'll still have the initials like this. So you'll read it correctly, there won't be any hideous stickers, so this is perfect if you have a modeled case with a window and you can look into your case and look at a power supply and say that's a nice looking power supply, because a lot of power supplies look stupid, they have stickers on them everywhere. Even the paint finish here is awesome compared to many power supplies out there where it's just gray or has a color but doesn't really look nice. This here is very, very nicely designed. That's one of the reasons why I love it. Now, if you install the power supply in the top of your case, you're gonna have your the fan here most likely be pulling air from the bottom, or from the bottom of the power supply out the case. So of course also here you'll have the initials like this, and you'll have the design of the fan showing on the bottom of your power supply. Now, this is very, very awesome. I love how they looked at all the design here for the power supply. Now, secondly, there's a very awesome feature as well with this power supply, and that's when the fan controller comes in. Now, first of all, have a look at the fan right here. We gotta ask, why is it called Silent Pro Hybrid? Well, silent because they want to make silent, Cool Master wants to make silent power supplies. Why do they want to make silent power supplies? Well, because everyone wants a silent system, so of course the power supply has to be silent as well. And this is why this is also called hybrid, because this power supply can switch between being a passive cooled power supply and an active cooled power supply. This means that you have a passive cooled power supply. This means that there's no fan. You see a fan though. How does this work? The fan doesn't always spin. The fan here actually, and together with the fan controller, set it on auto, and when the system isn't really under much load, if the power supply isn't under much load, on auto the fan won't spin for quite a while, just until there is load. When the power supply gets a little warmer, the fan will start spinning, and the power supply will be cooled. Now, of course, you also see that there's an option here to go to manual, and then you can use this knob to control the fan yourself. So you can also make the fan go on its fullest speed, or just, you know, make sure it's not working at all time. So this is one of the main features of the power supply, the reason why many people should love it and will love it, and why it is going to be one of the best power supplies we've reviewed so far, and why also the price isn't really a point of discussion here, because you get many options, a very unique feature too. You should really just not look at the price if you're looking for this power supply and thinking about buying it. Just buy it. That's what I would say, unless of course you're going for a budget system, but that's another discussion. Now, there's also another knob on this fan controller, this one right here. System fan speed. This means that you can actually adjust the speed of system fans as well. Yes, you can adjust the speed of 3 fans in total, which is great. You don't have to buy a separate fan controller, you just get it with your power supply, and you can adjust the speed of 3 fans on your system, and that's great because you can make your system silent that way if it's not necessary to have all the fans going at full speed. So this actually means that your entire system can get much more silent with this combination of this power supply and this fan controller. I'll show you guys in a bit how the fan controller exactly works, together with a couple of other fans which I still have lying around here as example. Now, having a quick look at the back side of the power supply, you can see that there's a on-off switch on the back, which is of course very useful. Not all power supplies have that, but this one has. And of course the power plug and a logo right here. And let's have a quick look at the rails of this power supply, because many people want to see that. So right there, or the rails. And also you can see an 80+ gold certificate. This power supply actually has an efficiency of 90%, which is very nice. 90% is very good. This is also an 80+ gold certificate, which is one of the best certificates for that. So if you want to have a efficient power supply, this one is also one of those efficient ones. Now, the power supply also has a couple of protection systems, like over current protection, over voltage protection, and so on. I'll just list them here because saying all of them out loud is just a little bit ridiculous. Now, also one of the things you should look at is, of course, that this power supply has active PFC, which is quite important. So yeah, this power supply has active PFC. Now, what is also being included with the power supply is a manual. You don't really need that much explanation, perhaps for the fan controller, but I explained that in my review, so you don't need this if you watch my review. Of course, a little warranty card. You don't need that either normally. This is a power cable for the fan controller, which will go, the power from the fan controller will go directly to the power supply, so you just need that cable for the power for your fan controller as well. This will work for the speed switch for the fan controller, so that's power and fan control for the power supply. Then you have these cables, which are for the fan system fans. So if you're gonna have any system fans going to the fan controller, these cables can help making them their cables longer. You have a couple of screws. These are for the fan controller. These are for the power supply. And right here you have all the cables, which are in a nice bag with a gold Cool Mustard logo here. And which cables do we have? We have a power cord, of course, which is very useful, otherwise you won't have any power. And, which I really love about these kind of, wow, you know, flat cables, very nice to have, very nice all the time in any build. Yeah, flat cables, good way to go. Another reason why I should buy this Another Pro. So all the cables here are flat cables, except for the 24-pin, which is probably never a flat cable. But yeah, this is a 24-pin cable. As you can see, it's of course also fully modular. This is why you have 2 times the mil connector here. And more flat cables, and that's everything which is in the bag. And now, just to not make it too difficult for myself, these are all the connectors included with the power supply. So those are the connectors which you'll find on the cables I just showed you. And again, the rails here, I don't know, I just thought it's underneath that, why not show it again. And now quickly some things which I should not forget to mention, but I probably won't, but doing it now for certainty. There are 2 fan headers included here. These are 7-volt headers, so if you have system fans and you have used all the ones for the fan controller, and you have 2 more left or 1 more, you can also connect it there. And I think, and I'm not sure, so I'm gonna test this in a bit. If you connect your fans there, the speed of the fans will also be adjusted together with the speed of the power supply fan. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen, but of course we will test this. This is of course why this is a review. Alright, now right here I have set up the power supply together with the fan controller and 3 fans, as you can see. And I've quickly tested this to make sure everything works, and I'm going to show you guys how this works. So I've got to start my power here, like that. And I made a jump start connection here, nothing special. And first off, the fan controller, so the power from the fan controller to the power supply here. 24-pin cable for the jump start. and all the fans, sorry, all the fans, they go to the fan connections here. And let's just start this. So that's basically it. We got the fans going, but no fan going on the power supply, and this is because it's on auto right now, and the fan will only start spinning when the power supply is at around 200 watts of usage. Currently, I don't think we'll get 200 watts of this because we're only just using a couple of fans. But of course, if we go to auto, like this, the fan starts spinning. But you don't get that much noise from the spinning fan there. And now it's on the lowest setting, so it isn't off when you go to manual, alright? So if you go to manual, the fan will never be off. It will always be a little bit going. This is the minimum. Now let's just first have a look at these fans here. They're not going at their full speed now, and also not the slowest, but this is the slowest, and they won't be off entirely. This is just spinning very, very slowly. There's practically no airflow or little airflow coming from these fans. Of course, that depends on how good or which fans you are using. So yeah, you can make them go up, and that's almost the maximum here. That's the maximum. So yeah, you don't have to look at the noise which these create, because of course that will depend on your own fans. I'm just using a Cooler Monster fan here, an NMX fan, and some other brandless fan. So yeah, nothing special here. Well, it's special, but yeah, it's looking nice. But yeah, I'm gonna turn these off now, or just very, very silent, so we can have a quick look at the fan from the power supply. Because let's go to a little bit higher. So I'm turning this up, and this is full speed, and you can quite hear it quite good. This you can definitely hear. This is at the full speed. Normally it will not go to that speed often, even if you're just at full load. That probably won't happen that much, or when you're gaming. Honestly, I can't really hear much of the fan, only when it's like this at their highest setting. Just listening right now. This is at the lowest setting. Now, that's basically all I have to say about that. You got a nice blue LED indicating what you're using. Go to auto. Of course, the fan will stop spinning, but we're still having power right now. Can even power it up a little more, and this is stopped. So the very nice feature has been explained right here. I'm just gonna quickly look if the connection right here, how they work. Alright, I connected this fan. This is the only fan connected to the power supply right here. I've not tested it yet, so this will be the first look at what that will give. Starting it, and so far it's running at 7 volts, because that's what you get from that connector. Give some good airflow here. That's nice. Now let's go to manual. That fan starts. This one's still at 7 volts. Okay, so because I might probably get the question, is the connector right here connected to the fan knob here? Nope, it is not. So that will always keep running at 7 volts. Alright, got it right there. I think we can go to a conclusion now. Now to conclude this review, basically, very, very good power supply. Because of all the features you get. It's very silent. You have the fan option there, which I showed you very extensively, with the fan controller and everything. Awesome, I just love that. they actually include that fan controller. It's really something unique, and yeah, one of the reasons why I would buy this personally. Now also the power supply is very efficient. You get all the safety systems on it which you will need. Also the cables included, flat cables, love that. It's fully modular. It comes in quite a lot of wattage ranges. People will maybe, like, ask, it's 200 euros though for this one. If you go higher in the wattages, it will be a little bit more expensive. But my explanation for that would be why I still recommend this and find it price quality wise very good. Is because have a look at it this way. If people buy a car, they like to have comfort, and they like to pay more if they can for, like, say, a very fancy Mercedes, or I don't know. People do that, so they buy that fancy car because they can, because they have the money for it, because they get extra comfort and extra options. Same here. I'm not saying that a Mercedes is the best car, or that it has the best options out there. I'm not a very good specialist in cars. It's just a small example here. But yeah, take it as a metaphor. The power supply right here is for some people on the expensive side, but if you have the money for it, I wouldn't even, change my mind on not getting this. I would get this power supply immediately if I have the money for it. And even though it's not really that expensive, I've seen more expensive power supplies even. So have a look at this one. Make sure you get this if you're building an awesome system. This is perfect for gaming, perfect for good home theater PC setups. And yeah, other than that, I'll give the award. It's a brilliant award. Nothing else to add. I don't even think I can come up with a con with this power supply. Not really. Thinking, nope, nothing there. Maybe I'll come up with one later if I really find one, but nope, I don't find any cons. Good power supply, buy it, and have fun with it. Have a silent system. Have a fan controller too, because actually if you buy, let's say, a good power supply and not with a fan controller, 200 euros, it's gonna look even more expensive, because now I get a fan controller. Most fan controllers would go from 20 euros to even 50 euros or even more expensive. But look at that. Look at it this way: a fan controller like this, I would say like 30 euros. So say that the power supply itself is 170 euros. That's very good, right? So, all right. This is how we'll conclude this review, because I might just start, saying things which will be like, alright, okay, good opinion, but okay, won't really add much to the review. So I'll shut up here. Yeah, brilliant award, good power supply, buy it, very price quality, very silent, etc. Full list of pros and cons. You can check that out in our website. On our website, it's www.ccreviews.eu. The link is below. Yeah, thanks to Colomaster for sponsoring us for this review, and I'll see you guys in the next video.